Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, and I am going to be playing Ruby Weapon, the drag icon. She, her, any. And playing with me, please welcome Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her. Today I will be playing Jewel Stone, also she, her, the agile martial artiste.
Jamie, do you have a favorite memory of Midgar?
Oh goodness, I'd have to think. In our game, I think it was the introduction to Ruby.
Oh, that was iconic, yes.
It was definitely iconic.
That was
like straight off the stage, it was just great.
Well, thank you so much. And also playing with us, Alex Herrera.
Hello, I am Alex, he, him. I play Artanis Rinn. Also he, him, tough hero, commando, just overall badass gun wielder, but also very sensitive man.
That's true.
Very sensitive.
Yes, very. Yeah, underneath all that grizzled is a sensitive soul.
Heart.
Yeah,
It's a heart.
Alex, same question. You got a favorite memory of Midgar?
I do, but it's more with the game than our game. Because, you know, I was more impressionable as a child, so playing Final Fantasy VII, I think that my favorite memory of Midgar is completing the bike level when you're beating all those dudes up with the stick and you're protecting all the party members in the truck, and you get to the end and you beat up that robot, and they have that visual. You can see in the new trailer, I think, the visual of the sunset across the wastelands that are outside of Midgar. As a kid, seeing the original version of that, I was like, whoa, this game's sick.
Made an impression.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Here to make an impression, please welcome Susan Spenader.
Hi, I am Susan Spenader, she, her. I'll be playing Elysia Valerius, the battlefield Shinra medic. Oh, she's she, her as well.
And Susan, do you have a favorite memory of Midgar?
Yes. So I never played it as a kid. I watched my brother play it, and now I'm playing it now, but I'm also playing the remake at the same time to see the differences because I have a problem. But anywho, the Honeybee N, the Dance with Cloud, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and look it up. It is amazing.
Definitely.
That's a good one. God, I love that too. I love the mechanics too, where it like to make it difficult, it will hide the button prompts behind their like dancing bodies. And
Yes.
I think that is very clever. Very, very clever.
Yeah, you can't see it floating in. You just see, okay, I gotta do blue. When is it gonna come? And it's like, yeah.
Very good sequence. Love that. Yeah. And bringing us the world of Midgar, and weaving this tale for all of us, please welcome our Materia keeper, Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
Hello, he remembered. I am Xavier, he, him, and I will be running you through this whole thing once again. And to answer your question, well, first of all, my favorite memory of Midgar was also the highway chase sequence, but close second is ending up in jail in Shinra Tower.
Ooh.
And then you wake up and there's a trail of blood, music changes, it's eerie, you follow the blood, and then President Shinra's got a sword in his back. That's great. And then you fight Rufus?
Yeah,
amazing.
Rufus and the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, there's and countless. I mean, there's too many to name, right? How many discs did that?
Too many.
How many discs did the original game have? Like 3 or 4?
Three.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And you go to Midgar twice.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Parachuting in Midgar is a good memory of Midgar.
Yeah, you parachute in. Yeah.
I was a little goth kid, so naturally Vincent Valentine was, and his whole intro and like finding him was a pretty sick memory for little goth Ian.
The Japanese voice actor for Vincent in Advent Children, very sexy voice.
Oh,
I was over here. Listen to it. Watch the scene where he explains geostigmata to Cloud. And you're like, damn.
Whoa.
I want this.
It's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat there.
You didn't have to go that hard, Vincent.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of memories to make in Midgar, so let's jump in. Xavier, please take us away.
The city of Junon is a symbol of Shinra's military might. It takes inspiration from battleships and aircraft carriers in its design and its terminology. While the huge cannon at the center divides the city in two, Upper and Lower Junon, to the military they're referred to as Starboard and Larboard Junon. All the stops and shops of Main Avenue on either side of the city are filled with crowds already. But we follow a funicular, up a couple streets, a couple avenues, up and up diagonally. And on board this funicular are 4 heroes, strapped in, looking outside, looking over the descending rooftops. And as they hit their stop on 6th Avenue, they exit and confidently walk towards their destination. The place is very fancy. It's very modernized, very like it is a venue. That is the tourist spot of the whole city, and you can tell by the placards, if that's even the right word. No, the signs, the neon signs. There's like holographic like visuals as well. They're like starting to prop up that technology more and more. And the door just like automatically slide open as you step in front of it. It's just that's like ding. And as you step in, you're in this kind of like small lobby that has another set of glass doors that remain closed. And there's a little terminal on the ground that flares up, and a holographic greeter. It's just like woman with short hair. It's kind of like Edna mode from the Incredibles haircut style, and just very proper greets you. Welcome to the Junon Spa and Resort, where you can leave all your worries and stress at the door, as well as all your weapons and materia in the locker box to your right. Once you've done so, your ID will be scanned and you will be granted access. Enjoy your stay. And there's kind of just like there's no real person here. You're just in this automated little space. It's very fancy, very clean. There's these mints on the counter here, and next to the mints it's just like the box in question that opens up on its by itself. It's just like a storage box. There's a couple ones, and they just all have an ID on it, like a number, and it's very clearly written and labeled. Just any weapon, any materia you have, just like drop off your stuff. This is the code check, and after that, you can just step in.
Yeah, pop out the materia. Now, would the fans count as a weapon? I mean, they are a weapon, but would it be like, oh, don't part an old man from his stick,
Yeah, you can, do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah. I try and I pop out the materia, but I try and keep hold of the fans.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my shoes. Because, that would be weird.
Well, actually, there's a bunch of, bathrobes. You can see behind the glass door, everybody's just wearing these, just white bathrobes and slippers. And so, nobody's wearing indoor shoes or boots inside. So, you're going to be taking them off anyway.
All right, then.
I don't think Artanis would go into the spa because he wants to go walk around for a little bit first. So, as everyone's getting ready to go in, he's going to be like, well, I'm going to hit the town. I'll meet you up in the rooms later on. I'm not big into pampering.
Okay, Artie, do you want us to get you anything?
Ooh.
Make sure they have anything for you there?
You gotta get one of these robes. They're so floofy.
Yeah, save me one of the robes if you can. XXL, please. And if they have any key lime pie, save me a piece.
We'll take a look. One robe, XXL, extra floofy.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Miss Elysia, pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. guess I'll see you later.
Yep, you will. He gives a nod, looks at Jewel. Behave, please.
Her face is covered in this floofy. She's like pulling a Cartman and just has it all over her. And it's gonna be, I'll be as good as I can.
All right. And he looks at Ruby. Please don't let her damage anything. I wasn't prepared to pay extra on this trip.
Artie, we're here to relax, okay? So that's what I want you to do. Go relax.
All right.
I'll take care of Jewel.
Thank you. And he nods and heads out, turns around.
When we're putting away weapons and stuff, Elysia will take off her belt, and you'll see on the back of the belt inlaid near the center, at one end of it actually is 3 materia on it, and she puts that in the locker. There's 2 green and 1 purple.
We try and go through, yeah.
Yeah, the box is closed. They kind of just like recede inside the counter, and you see them like just move around little rails back in the like behind the wall. They go to the code check on their own, and there's kind of like just a general glow that turns from just like purplish, calm purple to just like calm green. And you hear the same voice go, "Thank you for cooperating. Please enjoy your stay at Junon Spa and Resort." And the doors open for you. And you have like real people just greeting you in and giving you like a warm welcome. And basically you get the full rundown of everything you can do here. It's a multi-level facility, and you have everything you described earlier, all the riffing of like what's in the spa. It's all here. You have all day.
30 kinds of massages.
Yeah. And basically the day passes allow you to just get anything, like for the whole day.
Do they have
not
hot
food?
pots?
Like
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
if you want to buy food and stuff like that, that's gonna be on your bill. But like as far as the services here, they're all included. I mean, Artie is the only one who's really out of no nickels,
Zero
gil.
I have nothing. No gil.
Zilch.
But for everyone else, you should be able to just like, buy a lot of food if you want, without the next
Going
credit
bankrupt.
card bill coming due. Yeah.
Right.
Are we all together at still? Like,
The
are we?
The three of you, yes. Artie is outside.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like the Goyles. Are we the Goyles? Are we
Goyles.
together?
Yeah.
The Goyles.
The
Goyles.
So yeah, let's ask the Goyles. What's your first? What do you want to do? A group thing? Do you want to split? Do whatever the first thing you all want to have, or it's not that important, but sure. What's the image what's the vision we're painting here?
I picture like us getting a bunch of services, like maybe we're all sitting with mimosas, getting our toes done and mud masks on, in our floofy robes, just relaxing and vibing.
Yeah. And we probably like go from one service to the next, and we're like, okay, well this one will be like, okay, after the pedicure and foot massage we'll do the Swedish massage, and from the Swedish massage we'll go to the mud bath, and then we'll go to the showers, and like
I want to go to the chakra alignment.
Yes. There's a weird one.
Get a Mako peel.
On the rooftop of the like highest part of the spa, which is basically as far up as you can go as a like civilian in Junon. You're on the roof. That's where they have their Nordic spa, where you have your like cold pools, hot baths, and like all the saunas and everything. And it's like, shh, quiet. You're not allowed to talk. You have to be very quiet. And from there you can see everything. You're back to cannon level, and you just look at the world. You see everything from here. You see green grass around Junon far in the distance, and you see it's just open roads. It's just like it's the country here, the countryside. You see the boats. If you squint, you're like, oh, I think I see Costa del Sol over there, but not really, because it's way too far. And yeah, this is living. This is relaxing. You feel great. But Elysia,
I was about to ask.
maybe a couple more hours will help, but so far it doesn't go away.
And there's probably like certain sections of the spa where they utilize Mako. There might even be like a special Mako treatment they do.
Mako sauna.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you just pour like water on like boiling Mako.
And, if you guys suggest that, Elysia would be like, no, thank you. I can't.
Why not? This is the primo thing here, and you want to get your money's worth. I mean, this is like the meat at a buffet. This is what you get. You don't fill up on massages.
So even just like thinking about it, she probably tenses up, which then makes the headache worse because it's a cycle. Whenever you're in pain, you're causing more pain because you're thinking about the pain. Anyhow, I have and she like tilts her head and like thinks about it for a second, and it goes, sensitivity to Mako.
Okay, well, we can do something else. What kind of sensitivity, if you don't mind me asking?
Elysia does what I'm doing, like this long pause and almost like this 1,000-yard stare. I get headaches.
Oh.
And if you want to if you have a high insight, even with passive, probably.
I think I do, actually. Hang on. Yeah. Tell me.
You probably know that's not the full extent. Like, headaches is like, it's almost like lying by omissions.
I've got a 14 passive insight. Do you think that would beat your check, Susan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's really exhausted too. So lying and keeping things.
With deception, you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're exhausted.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess Ruby clocks this. She's been clocking things kind of all the way through this travel, and all she does is she takes her hand and she says, Jewel and I, we have a friend who has a kind of a sensitivity to Mako too, so we get it. If you need to do something else, let's do something else. Let's go out to that Nordic spa. The view is gorgeous. We live under the plates for so long, we forget that there's this whole world out there. There's a whole vista, Let's go do that.
And there's this moment where you could just see how young Elysia is, like looking at you, like this deep gratitude of like someone just being there for her, and just like the big doe eyes, and like, that sounds nice.
Meanwhile, in the streets of Junon, Artanis Rinn walks, looking for something, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Thinking in the sights, for sure.
yeah, I'd like to think that he's walking down that main road, going towards. I mean, there wasn't a location in my letter. There wasn't a place to go, so he's going to do the.
All you're going off on is the sender address.
Yeah, and he's gonna head to. It was just Junon, right? It didn't say a specific place in Junon.
There's an address. It says Junon. There's like a street name. It says Main Street Junon, and there's like a postal code.
He'll search that area. He'll look for a bar in that area. The old tavern.
So you go to the First Avenue. You can't find a Main Street. I think I said Main Street earlier, but I really wanted to say First Avenue. You can't find a Main Street in Junon, and you kind of like ask directions. People are like, "Well, First Avenue's here." And yeah, you find a bar. There's like an alleyway in Upper Junon, and in the alleyway there's like a small signs. It's very shady, very seedy, and it says, like, the signs in the alleyway say like weapons shop and then bar underneath. And you just open this door, like back in this dark, poorly lit alleyway. And yeah, sure enough, there's a staircase that leads down. First floor would be a weapons shop, with someone working there, probably setting up shop because it's still so early in the morning. And the staircase just keeps going downwards, and you see more signs that just like indicate there's a bar down there, and you can smell like cigarette smoke. You know, the smell of like from the night before. Probably it's probably not open. It's
Well, better for me. That's the best
8
time
a.m.
It's the best time to talk to a shopkeep or somebody. So he's gonna walk down. He's gonna go to the weapon shop first, to the guy who's posted up and setting up the shop signs there.
Yeah, there's a dude behind the counter. He's kind of like just prepping the displays and like cleaning some weaponry. He's like, hey, yo, you want some weapons?
These look a little bit out of my pay range, if you know what I mean. But I'm actually here on somewhat of a personal business. I have some questions for somebody I'm looking for, if you don't mind helping an old man out.
Well, yeah, let's see what I can do.
I got a letter from a friend of mine. Haven't seen him in a while. Was stationed with me back in Midgar a while back, and we went our separate ways after a slight disagreement. And this is where the lie comes in. I'm trying to get in contact with him because I'm actually looking to get his approval to marry his sister. My friend goes by the name of Kenton. Kenton. You heard of him?
Well, I mean, roll your deception.
Yeah.
Just your out-of-pocket lie.
I'm trying to base him to like align with me or identify with me or humanize with me at some point. Yeah. It's a 0 deception, by the way. That is fair. A 19.
Okay. Yeah. You. What you did was create like a fake connection, and that worked.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, I'll try to help you as much as I can. I don't know Kenton, but like he looks at the letter and the address you're showing him, like that postal code that's under Junon, the fishing town. Do you know about under Junon?
I don't, unfortunately. I mean, Alex does, but
yeah, we don't really have access to it from here. It's mostly Shinra who's doing back and forth. But hey, if you from one married man to another or whatever, your brother who's getting married, that doesn't matter. If you want to get to Under Junon, a friend of mine works secure. Generally, is posted at the freight elevator that leads to the city down there. If you slip him 5 gil, he might be able to let you down there.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for the help, sir. I appreciate it. 5 gil, huh? That's not too bad.
Yeah. Speaking of good prices, check my new stock. I got this Peacemaker here. I see you look like a gun enthusiast.
Yeah, he opens his coat. Yeah, you got me pegged. Yep.
And he kind of like shows you this really fancy, like long revolver, like classic. It looks powerful. It's got some good Materia slots on it.
How do you feel about trade-ins?
No, we only do cash here.
Right. Okay. So you don't buy weapons then either.
What do you got?
Very carefully opens the coat, takes the gun out in a non-aggressive manner, because I can't imagine taking a gun out of my coat in a very it's a weird move to do. Like, hey, I'm in a store. Let me pull out my gun real quick. Like that. In no world does that seem peaceful to me. Anyways,
he sees you show this, and he just brings back whatever he was offering to you in its like caged locker, and he's like, "Sorry, looks like you can't afford this one."
That's fine. How much are you looking to buy something like this for? I'm not quite sure what the street price is these days.
The street price is 3.
Okay. Puts it back. Thank you for the appraisal here. I best be going. Sounds like I have a lot of work ahead of me.
Yeah, good luck with the wedding.
Thank you. Yeah, much appreciated. He just walks out, and as he turns around, not facing the shopkeep, he makes his face like shit. Like absolute disappointment. Like 5 gil. Like I could have that any day. Any other day I would have that. But now he knows to go look for the freight elevator. But now he needs money. So he's gonna hang out outside for a little bit. but not really go anywhere. Kind of linger as he tries to figure out what to do next.
We're gonna head back at the spa. You're in the Nordic. Yeah, you're on top in the the clean, pristine silence, hopping from cold to hot, to smooth to spicy, everything. It's all there. Enjoying the moment. A familiar voice cuts the silence. Well, well, well. It looks like even Junon has a rat problem. They're all back!
This bitch.
And yeah, sure enough, you see that Turk woman in a bathrobe just walking by, spotting the two of you. Oh, well, it looks like you've made a new friend. She doesn't smell like sewers like you. Are you gonna introduce us?
I see they're letting just anyone in these days.
She kind of like gives you a look like, yeah, looks like they are. Don't worry, I'm not on the clock. I'm just here, to enjoy the spa like the rest of you. I'm just excited to see you here.
You know this is the quiet part, right? The quiet area.
You're not allowed to talk, so shut it.
She kind of smiles and she puts her bathrobe to the side and just kind of like enters whatever pool you're in or you're next to.
Oh my
God! Just like
she's so
makes
hot.
a show of it.
She's so hot.
She's very hot. And it makes a show of it, just like she's trolling. She's very literally just trolling.
I give such a look to Jewel, like, this bitch. What are we gonna do?
I don't even know, dude. I do not even know.
And Elysia goes like, does that look like, oh? Like it looks from one to the other, and it's like, just like shrugs at one point and just like leans back against the side of the pool.
It's obvious to Elysia that we are mortal enemies.
Yeah. But she's hot though. Like, did you guys see?
She
like,
is hot, yeah. She does wear it well, and by wear it well, I mean wear nothing at all.
I mean,
She probably has about like swimsuit, like it's customary to have something.
Barely a swimsuit.
Yeah, to be fair, barely.
Swimsuit.
You all look so tense. Please relax. I'm not kidding. Don't flatter yourselves. I'm not here for you. I'm here for me.
Well, that's wonderful. You look like you could use some relaxation. Take some of that age out of your face.
Yeah, those stress lines.
Oh my God, you're so antagonistic. I love it.
She also, Jewel making it worse in the background, just like the lines.
Yeah, just a hype
Yeah,
girl.
the hype guy. Hype girl.
I just love Junon. I don't get to visit as often as before now that I work for Midgar. I like it here. It reminds me of home.
Seems like they have been upping security. Do you know anything about that? Are they going to call you in from your relaxing vacation?
No, I don't take calls. I don't take phone calls when I'm off the clock. Why? Are you nervous? Do you think you have anything to do with it?
No, I just think that Shinra probably has more important things than scrubbing graffiti off of cannons.
I gotta say, I don't quite know about that one. That's a shame. It looked like a big piece of work, too.
I guess you weren't on that email.
I don't need to know everything. I don't care how to know everything, to be honest. And she keeps looking back at Elysia.
at this point, like Elysia didn't introduce herself before because she didn't think that they'd continue talking, but now it's like it's been too long that she doesn't know, like, should I introduce?
It's kind of
Should I
just
say something?
it's kind of just your group on the rooftop too. So like you get more and more comfortable just talking out loud. Do we know each other?
I don't think so. I'm Elysia. And you are? And she's kind of like looking towards Ruby and Jewel like, should I be doing this?
Yeah, she smiles at the rest of the group who don't know her name yet either. She's
That's right. I don't think we ever learned her
No,
name. Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
No.
My name's Sibyl. I work for Shinra.
Oh, so do I.
Ah, colleague.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, don't mind me then.
You three seem to know each other.
We've had run-ins before.
Yes, history. Well, girls, why don't we go? It seems like the view is ruined.
So petty.
Yeah, Jewel will get up and out.
Yeah, she doesn't move. She gets more comfortable. Kind of like gives you a little shit-eating smile. Like, all right, suit yourselves.
Gathers up her robe. Yeah.
Don't drink all the mimosas.
Bitch, I'll drink whatever I want.
Jewel like flings one of the little tassels over her neck as she's walking away.
And Elysia just does that like back and forth with her head and follows you guys. Still fairly new friends, but you helped her out. We've been having a good time, but this is a whole lot of baggage that she didn't know about.
It's a big spa. Hope we don't run into each other again.
As you leave, she just waves her hand like it could mean a dozen things. Just waves her hand.
So what was that?
Expo dump.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I think Ruby would like leave out Deanne.
Oh yeah.
We would talk, but leave out Deanne.
Artanis, I don't think you made 5 gil. But you probably have, either you have 5 gil or you have the confidence to talk to that guard posted in front of the elevator.
It's definitely the confidence. It's not that I have. I mean, he has 0. Artanis and I are sharing a very weird overlap in financial mishappenings in our lives right now. So I can identify with him pretty well right now.
All right.
But yeah, it's confidence. It's confidence.
Method. I like it.
Yeah. Artanis would find, he would probably ask around, like, oh, excuse me, I'm looking for the freight elevator. I've been hearing word that they might need assistance with manual labor. I'm just kind of like trying to figure out where it is.
Yeah, and it doesn't take too long to pick up that you walked past it when you came out of the airport.
Oh, okay. I make my way to the freight elevator.
And yeah, like eventually you reach that big elevator door, just like industrial size, like freight elevator. And there's this guard just basically sitting down on a small stool, just kind of like arms crossed. It's doing the easiest job in the city, probably.
This guy, the guy at the weapon shop, did he give him a name, or he just said, "My friend works there. A buddy of mine works there"?
My friend, he would have told you his name is Dominic.
Dominic. Cool. Very Final Fantasy VII, by the way. They got a lot of like normal ass names.
Normal ass names.
Yeah. And then you have Cloud. Like, they have like Dominic, Johnny,
Storm.
Cloud. Okay. Artanis walks up to Dominic, or to the area Dominic's at, and kind of waves. Hey there. Friend of yours said you... Looks around. You could help me out.
5 gil.
Excuse me.
5 gil.
5
And I'm not gonna stand up.
I walk closer. I'm assuming I'm not in a threatening range, but I'm pretty close to where he's sitting down. No, that's not what your friend arranged. He told me that it could be done for favors.
Sorry, who told you that?
The weapon shop guy. Older gentleman.
Sorry, I have a very clear policy. My fee is 5 gil. Why would he say? And yeah, please roll like a deception.
Oh, another one. So this one's flat. Normal, as they say in Espanol. Huh. That is a 14.
He seems to buy it. Okay. Well, what can you do for me?
Well, for one, if you have any letters or business down in this fishing town down there, I could get that done for you. Another thing, I have experience as a bodyguard, personal protection staff, security staff. I have been employed by Shinra in the past. I could help you out with any type of work you're looking for in that area. Or, and this one's just kind of rolling off the tongue here, I could maybe not contact my higher-ups that I'm still connected to and let them know about this racket you have going on with the freight elevator.
There it is. Intimidation, advantage. Do it.
14 being the highest, 8 being the lowest, so 14.
Okay, don't tell anyone. This usually runs pretty smoothly, but I don't need the word to spread out of, my usual circle. So get down there and shut your mouth, sir, respectfully, and don't talk about it.
Well, hey,
can you do me that favor?
I think that sounds like a deal, Dominic.
Great.
And
okay.
If there's one thing that's worth more than Gil, it's a man's word. He just shakes his head.
No, he shakes it like, nah. Five gil worth 5 gil. That's
sure,
it.
fine, whatever.
Come on, get down there.
He gets in the elevator, and I assume it's like the one from the game, so it's some sort of sliding gate, automatic sliding gate. And I think as the gate closes and it begins to head down, he's like, "Oh wait, Dominic, how am I supposed to get back up?" And then the final cover comes down. It's Dominic's out of view.
Exactly, and it's not made for passengers. It's like this big clunky lift, and this like large silo that just shoots downwards. It's very dimly lit. It's got like these gyroscopic like yellow danger lights, and you got a few levers. You can activate them, and you make your way down to under Junon. And as you go down, you sort of you have your letter in hand, and Artie reflects on the words of that letter, which we haven't really addressed on the show so far. Do you want to paraphrase what the letter is and why you're coming here before the gates to under Junon open?
Yes, I can paraphrase it. The entire concept behind the vacation has been a sham, my friends. I had received a letter from an old friend who was a young guy, and the letter stated that he moved to Junon after we lost touch. He is very much anti-Shinra, very vividly anti-Shinra. He left Midgar of his own volition, and the letter that he sent me ended with him saying that he was going to do something big, and it would be either bad or either good. And that was not great. It's not great wording that he put in that letter for giving me peace of mind. So Artanis did the best he could to gather up all the coin of the gil he could and to plan a trip to bring his girls with him to try and help him out without actually bringing them into the fold, just kind of keeping them nearby.
Right, leaving out a very key piece of information.
Yeah. Artanis is in the elevator, the freight elevator. There are switches and buttons. He doesn't really know what they do, but they don't make the ride smoother. As Xavier pointed out, it's bumpy. It's very bumpy because it's not meant for comfort. It's meant for moving cargo. And I would say Artanis finds a spot where maybe there's like a loose crate or some sort of container that's been left there that's empty, but he just props it up as a seat. As this elevator takes a while to get down, he reaches into a coat pocket and pulls out the crumpled letter. Now it's crumpled because of how many times he's opened it and reclosed it back together over and over and over again. And the letter reads, "Dear Mr. Artanis, I know I should have written sooner and more often, but I want you to know that I'm fine. When I left Midgar, I didn't want you to worry about me. And so I made it to Junon last year. I like it here. People are nice. I got a job, just like you said. I've never thanked you for all your help back in Sector 2. I know how much of a shithead I was back then, but you really set me on the right path. If it wasn't for you, I would still be pickpocketing and throwing bricks at Shinra guards. That last part might not have changed all that much. I've done something bad, but good. You always told me to stay out of trouble. Ha! I guess I couldn't be helped. But I had to do it. And if it all goes right, it will help a lot of people. So in case this is my last letter, I just want you to know how much you inspired me, and how grateful I am for you finding me and making me a better person. There's a kid named Max in the Upper Sector 4 orphanage. I told him a whole lot about your time in the Force. You're his hero, just like you're mine. Check on him from time to time. Sincerely, Kenton. P.S. Stick it to Shinra. And then, just for everyone's knowledge, there's some combination, there's like a series of numbers and letters down here that I can see, right? Yeah.
It's kind of like you pick up those numbers and those arrows. It looks like just a tag he made, or like a signature, but you kind of like pick up those numbers and directions.
It's a cheat code. He gave me a cheat code in the game. I can walk around infinite money glitch. Artanis finishes reading the note, crumples it again, or folds it as best he can, as the elevator, the Fed elevator, continues to move and jerk in aggressive manners, and just puts it back in his pocket and tries to settle himself, because the ride probably giving him a little bit of motion sickness. He's like, ugh, he's not a fan of this freight elevator.
And yeah, as you reach the ground, the doors open up, and you see the shaded little town, little fishing hamlet of what used to be Junon, but is now under Junon. And from where you're looking, the city's kind of like built going down towards the sea. And there's these old houses, not in really, like, kind of in disrepair, but not just because people here look a little older. The town looks a little older. It looks like the airport being built above their town didn't do them too good. And yeah, there's an air of a slow-paced living here. You see people in the streets walking, doing about their business, but it's kind of just like, it's hard to pinpoint what the feeling is. But it looks like everybody's carrying like a really heavy backpack in their soul. Except for this one, like 10-year-old girl running around in her like swimsuit, just going off to the beach, like carefree. But everybody else kind of like busy doing some type of like handiwork. And you look at the address again, and you step into this little town, like, in search of this place. Meanwhile, back at the top, back in the spa, I'd say like half the day's been going. Like you've done most of what's available to you, and now you're at the point where you're like, well, what do we do now? Do we like want to do the sauna again? Like, do we want to take a break? Like, you start some might get dizzy by like so much
Snacks.
cold warm. Snacks.
Oh yeah, we're eating, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the bottomless mimosas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those don't help. Elysia, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I rolled a 9 and 13, so it's disadvantage, so 9 plus 5, 14.
Damn, okay, good. The pain just spikes up. It just spikes. You saved. You succeeded your check. But you're barely holding it back. And what you're holding back is just this cacophony that's been inside you, inside your head, nonstop for weeks now. It finally sort of coalesces into a sentence you can hear. It's an actual sentence. It's no longer just a chaotic concert of 1,000 voices. Now they speak of one voice. And they say, stop. In like with an anguish that just like sinks your soul like down to the earth, like an anguished and despaired stop. This is the first time you actually hear that voice, and all these voices coming together, they just take a distinct voice of its own.
So we're probably like discussing what we're gonna do next, and Elysia just all of a sudden just like almost like convulses a little bit and then like leans against a wall.
Elysia,
Oh, whoa.
are you okay?
They're screaming. Mimosas.
Looking around.
Exhausted.
What?
I take the glass out of your hand to start with. Set that right back. Right.
Oh
back
yeah,
down.
she's probably it's probably like holding it like up to her head too.
Yeah. Enough of those.
The screaming, and then both hands to head. Oh my gosh.
Let's sit down, hun.
Why don't we go to the room? Let's go. Let's have you lay down.
And then almost, you could tell she's not talking to you right now. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could.
You can. You can. Come on. Ruby loops her arm around your arm and just sort of like moves you.
We'll help you up there.
Yeah,
we start taking her to the room if you'll let us.
Yeah, and I guess at this point too, there's probably, it's like waves, like, because she wouldn't be able to function if it was just screaming all the time, so it's probably like dipping down, like the cacophony, and realizing that happened in front of two people, and that isn't normal. You know how I was saying that I have a sensitivity to Mako? Well, actually, it screams at me all the time.
Okay.
All the time. It never stops.
Is it causing you pain? Are you in pain right now?
Imagine 1,000 voices screaming in your head.
Babe, I can't, and I don't want to, but I want to make sure you're okay.
Exhausted, mimosas, and then following you and probably almost getting to the room. It's like, I was on a mission for Shinra, and we were... It was a top-secret mission, and I found this white materia, and it was floating, and it was talking to me, and I touched it, and then the world exploded, and my head exploded, and it stopped, and then it didn't, and now it's back.
Whoa, it looks like your friend here has had one too many mimosas. Give me that. Give me the one. Give me the one. Make.
And tears are going down
Elysia's. Yeah, your friend needs to. She needs to go sleep. She needs to go rest. Don't go too far, but make sure she's okay.
Don't you worry about it. Enjoy your mimosa. And we just try and get her out of there.
Literally, mind your own business.
Or we like go over to an elevator or something and just like hit the button. And the doors are like closing. We just see Sybil like toast us with a fucking mimosa.
Exactly.
We're just giving dagger eyes at her. Let's get you in bed.
Okay, so that's a lot to talk about, but we just want to make sure that Elysia is like okay right now.
Yeah, it's just on a lull. It's just like, and then it like almost comes back to her like, I shouldn't have said that, and she almost like starts shaking, and she's like, I shouldn't have told you. I shouldn't have told you. I don't know what to do.
Well, I'm sorry, honey. I don't know what to do either. That's sort of out of my wheelhouse.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We just met. I didn't mean to unload this. You know what? Forget it. I'll just go back to the barrack. It's fine.
I think you need to lay down.
Yeah. Maybe walk us through what happened. Maybe the more we know, the better we can help. I've never heard of any white materia, Jewel. Ring any bells? You're young. You do those things. Hit the gritty and know about white materia and all that.
I mean, I've never heard anything about any sort of materia making the world and your head explode before. That's new.
And Elysia like looks down at her hands and then like, fuck, I already told you. About a month ago, I was on and it holds her head again as the wave comes up, and then as it recedes, like I was assigned to a mission. I was with a big shot lieutenant, and he wasn't very nice, but we were going down this tunnel, and it led to an underground research lab under the Sector 8, the slums. it was infested with monsters. We had to clear it out. That was okay. That was normal procedure. And then I was healing, and it was okay. After we were just scoping it out, trying to see what was there, they said we had to clear every room, and the lieutenant kept saying, "Where was she?" But
where was who?
It said. What did it say? Oh, stop! Shut up! Sorry. Oh, it said deep ground. That's what it said. In one of the labs, I saw the white materia, and it was. I heard voices. I heard voices, but it was out loud. I thought everybody could hear it. I went towards it, and it led me to the white materia. But I touched the materia, and then I don't remember. I woke up in the hospital.
Is that what the voices are saying now? Deep ground?
No. That was on the walls in the lab, and Lieutenant Bradley, he kept saying, or I heard him say, "She's not here." Did he say? I don't know. Everything's very unclear.
It's okay. You know what? You're safe. You're tired. You're probably dehydrated. We'll get you some water. You just relax. Take it easy, okay? That's what we're here to do. And if anything comes to you, you let us know. And if there's anything that we can do to help, you let us know. Did you tell all this to Shinra?
Yeah, they that's why they sent me here. I couldn't work anymore because everything Shinra does is around Mako, and I noticed that I was working near the reactor, and that's where it was the worst. And then they put me in the lab, and we were working on materia, and I couldn't do that, so they put me on medical leave and sent me here.
Do you know what they did with that materia?
I asked, and they said don't ask.
Yeah, well, typical. And then just cut you loose and send you to a spa. And clearly you have some problems.
Yeah. I thought Shinra was going to change the world. They're not.
Well, they did, just in a dystopian kind of way. You relax, okay? I'm going to try and I know this is not the same, but I'm going to try and whatever I've done for Dion when she's feeling withdrawals, I'm going to try here, whatever that is. I guess I should probably think of what that is. It's weird because it's the opposite, because Mako is what Dion needs, and this is she needs the absence of Mako. I'll make sure that nothing in the room has any Mako. Turn off all the lights like you would do with something with a migraine. And I'm just gonna hold her hand and sort of massage her a little bit at some pressure points. I think that's probably what I would do with Dion, is because that's all I can do when we're out of materia and stuff. So that's what I try and do for Elysia.
Nice.
Yeah, and I would get her some water or something just to help her calm down.
Yeah, I picture the scene where Ruby and Elysia are kind of just quiet in the dark room, and just Jewel just kind of skittishly pacing around, trying to be helpful, just not knowing what to do. Still in her bathrobe.
In my bathrobe, yeah.
And I feel that's how the scene ends, with just this tiny rectangle of a room you're in just dark space, and just it gets smaller and smaller as the camera just goes back and back and back, and it gets quieter and quieter and quieter, and Elysia starts calming down a bit, and we just fade to black on this scene. And we're back in the streets of Under Junon.
Oh, sorry. Can it be we go to black and then the elevator the elevator comes down from the top of the screen, and that's how we reveal
That's how it is. Artie is holding his letter, double checks the address, and looks up you walk towards your destination, and you find the place. You're here looking at the address, double checking the address, looking up at the building. And that's the right address, and it's kind of just a nice little. It used to be nice little bungalow house. But yeah, like the paint, like it needs a paint job. The windowsills are like busted a little bit. Like the roof needs some repairing, but it doesn't rain here, so nobody really bothers.
Artanis stands in front of the house, stroking his chin. Takes a deep breath in, walks up to. I envision it's like got this really crappy wooden planks as acting as like steps as you get closer to the house almost. I don't know if it's elevated or not, but I just envision someone trying to set like, hey, let's make a walkway for this house, and it's just now rotted wooden planks that are in the dirt. And gets up to the front door, clenches a fist, unclenches it, then knocks.
You do, like, it takes a while before anything happens. You do see lights inside the house. There's a car and like parked next to the house, like a little pickup truck. And after a beat, you kind of see shadows moving inside the house, and then a figure comes to the door. You can kind of see the figure through like a dirty little window. And they open the door, and you kind of like, your eyes go down a little bit. There's this tiny, stocky man, just you can just tell by the hands of this old man, like these are the hands of a mechanic. Like he's got these large, like sausage fingers, and he like, you know, all these very like deep lines in his face, like very like sharp cheekbones, and just like a really like wispy like white hair goatee. And he kind of just like takes you in, goes like, yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, sorry there, sir. I received a letter from an old friend of mine who postmarked it this address. The name's Kenton.
He kind of looks behind you, looks back inside the house. The house smells like there's some cooking going. So, like it's garlicky. There's some like it smells nice, like just garlic in the pan. Just like a nice simple smell.
Yeah, Kenton works for me. Who's asking?
Well, it's kind of like a guardian to the young man back when he was under my care. The name is Artanis Rinn.
Kenton's not here right now. Can I take a message?
Do you know when he'll be back? I'm sorry. It's just it's been a long road to get here, and I'd hate to miss him.
And just where are you from?
Oh, Midgar, lower plates.
Artanis, you said, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Follow me.
And then he shouts back to the kitchen,
Lucy, just keep cooking. I'll be right back. Just keep that garlic cooking.
Yeah, he walks in the house, closes the door behind him.
Oh, no. We're going outside the house.
Oh, all right. How presumptuous of me.
No, it's over this way. Yeah, come on now.
and he's just like this tiny man, just like a little hunch. He's just like walking, but like he looks like you could try to push him, he'd never move. Like, and he just kind of leads you the road around the house, and it sort of leads between a few other houses back to a side road. And after like 3-4 minutes, not a big village, but you realize he's leading you outside the town, like up on like a little hill, like up and around the town.
Yeah, Artanis would be kind of talking to him as they're moving. Where we're going here, Chief? This seems a little outside the city limits.
Yeah, well, Kenton's sort of out of town.
And as you walk up the hill, you see little like structures peek out from above, like above the hill, and as you walk up and up and up, you realize you're walking up to a cemetery.
Oh no.
And he leads you just right past the cemetery to a fresh patch of dirt with just like an unnamed like cross or whatever, like the significance, like religious significance of a grave marking in this world.
Here's Kenton. Sorry, should have showed up 2 weeks earlier.
Artanis is in disbelief and stares at the marker in the ground. He doesn't even register what the little guy is saying. And he just kind of shakes it off. Chuckles a little bit. I'm sorry, what'd you say there, Chief? This is Kenton. Kenton's down there.
And you see his expression change. Like he was very just like a stern little dude.
Mm-hmm.
He seems sad. He seems really distraught by this. Like coming back here is doing something to him. Yeah.
Artanis takes a step back, kind of. You can hear his breathing change a little. It's like he's purposefully trying to calm himself down. And he closes his eyes. What happened?
Well, if you read the papers, the official story is that, well, they say he threw himself off into the ocean, jumped over the railings. He said it's suicide. But I'll tell you what, people don't kill themselves by shooting themselves in their own back. The body washed up a couple of days after. Some townsfolk found him. We all agreed to bury him. Not tell Shinra about it. But you could see it. Bullet wounds. A dozen of them. I'm telling you, Shinra up there, they're not joking around. They say they got attacked twice last year alone. They're not taking any risks. They're shooting first, asking questions after. Well, I guess they always do, but Kenton, poor Kenton, he's just another death by Shinra.
And he kind of nods. His eyes are still closed. Yeah. It sounds like a familiar story I've heard back in Midgar.
You two were close, you say, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he was under my care for a little while when I found him. I'm sorry, I need a minute. And he's just gonna walk away.
Well, if you're hungry, food should be ready by now.
He doesn't answer. He just kind of like rubbing his face with both his hands as he walks away from the grave and kind of looks to whichever direction the water's in. He's like rubbing his face and looking at the water. And there's like tears for sure in his face. Like they're there. He's not shy about it, but he's trying to hold the emotional torrent back. Like he's only letting himself have a little bit, not a whole lot. And he looks at the water, hands on his hips, breathing for a second. You said this happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, just about.
He turns around. Was he staying in your place? Or did he have his own place?
Yeah, he was staying at our place. He had a room. And then Shinra came. They were looking for something. They turned the whole house upside down. Took everything he owned. Took his ID, his clothes, everything.
Mind if I still take a look? Either way.
There's not a lot left for you to find in the house, but just come with me.
And then before he leaves, Artie just looks at he's like, give me a sec. And he looks at the grave. And he stands there for 10, 15 seconds, whatever feels right. And just puts his hand on kneels down, puts his hand on the dirt. And under his breath, he doesn't even say it loud, he just whispers, he's like, I'm sorry. And then he gets up and he takes a deep breath, wipes away probably whatever remnants of tears or snot he has coming out of his nose, and he says, all right, let me lead the way.
And he walks with you, kind of like in solemn silence with you, and not too far from his house is a So sort of like a garage, a mechanics shop, and it just says in a big like very like neutral font, just like mechanic shop in big letters.
Very 1997.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that getting work with me. Well, that part is true. He worked for me. He was my delivery boy. He'd make runs for our clients. He'd drive to the mithril mines, or he'd drive up north to deliver the machine parts I'd repair. Kid was good with his hands. He'd help me around the shop too, but I didn't want him to break his fingers or mangle his hands, you know? Kid was an artist. He was talented. Didn't you know that?
Yeah. That's how I first came to know him. Although, I wonder if his choice of medium changed since he left.
Well, yeah, see for yourself.
And he opens the door, and there's kind of like a half attic. Like there's a second floor that's just like accessible by like a ladder, and it's just like kind of like an open loft kind of thing.
That there's the only place Shinra didn't think to look. Plus, I couldn't bring myself to clean it out. Yeah, feel free to take a look. That was his studio. That's where he painted. That's where he drew. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So you're like family to him. So you're like his next of kin. Take anything you want. It's yours.
Yeah, he hears next of kin. He kind of looks at the guy, down at the dude, and kind of gives him a half smile. I don't plan on taking anything. Just want to look through it. Maybe there's something he left for me. And he'll climb the... I envision the steps. There's like, it's like a wooden ladder of some kind, I assume, or metal. I don't remember. I don't know if you described it, but climbing up the creaking wooden steps, gets to the studio and looks around at the paintings or whatever. Basically, he wants to see, is he painting on walls still, or does he decide to finally paint on canvas?
It's all of it, kind of. There's canvases, there's sketchbooks all over the place, but like all the walls, even like wherever you got access to the ceiling, like everything's just covered. It's like there's bigger pieces, smaller tags, like just portraits, like just dabbling in everything, but like graffiti was his art. And there's a desk with like a bunch of stacked sketchbooks, and the desk has like a bunch of pieces of paper scattered on it, and a box with a toy figurine of like a small like soldier,
a
1/35th scale
1/35th scale soldier.
one would say.
Artanis sees this, the box and the soldier, and then he'll walk over to like the ledge of the loft and shout down to the gentleman. Yeah, I think I'll take you up on that offer for food, but I'd like to eat it in here as I search around, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, I'll get Lucy to bring you something.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm rude. I didn't quite catch your name there, friend.
Name's Tracy. Tracy's Mechanic Shop. That's me.
Nice to meet you, Tracy. As I mentioned before, I'm Artanis, or just Artie.
Yeah, I know. Can talk about you a lot.
Oh, this one hurts him. And he hears that, he kind of like, he winces a little, and he's like biting his lip. Oh, did he? Hopefully, only good things.
Only good things.
He will nod and walk backwards into the loft and just start going through the books, like just trying to find anything, everything and anything. He's just has one pile of sketchbooks and notebooks that are like, all right, this is haven't gone through yet, and he opens one up.
Yeah, it's just like practice for larger pieces, or like it's just there's a lot of like just wording and all of it. Most of it in relation to like sticking it to Shinra and stuff like that. And eventually you come across a lot of it's like styling attempts at the word avalanche.
Yeah, he reads it and he kind of, I would think he finds an A similar to the style that he saw on Canon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he'll look at that and he'll trace it with the finger. And he'll just whisper under his breath, "What the fuck were you doing, Kenton?" And Even though he said he wasn't going to take anything, he takes this sketchbook. He takes this one. He's like, all right, I'm keeping this one. Continues to go through the other ones. He's like, he feels like he needs to find something. He's just going to keep going.
There's one book that has like drawings in it that have been glued on the pages as if like other sheets of paper were added to it. And these are like kids' drawings, like not from Kenton, from a kid. And a few of them have a letter like in like as you turn the pages, some sheets come loose as these letters just like sprawl out, written in a kid's handwriting. And just like quickly skimming through them, you realize this is a pen pal relationship that Kenton had with a kid named Max, like the same kid he mentioned in his letter. And he's basically like the back and forth. It's like just like him checking in on Max because he's from the same orphanage, but like teaching him how to draw and like giving critique on Max's drawings and stuff like that, and then sending him drawings as well. And then he promises to send him like this 135th soldier figurine.
Yeah, Artanis is gonna take the 135th soldier. He'll keep that too. He's like, all right. And he whispers, I'll give it to him. I'll talk to Max when I find out what happened here.
Yeah, as you look over and like kind of like ready yourself to turn around, you see one last thing. The same tag you saw. Stick it to Shinra in your letter, but like fully realized on the side of a very like sturdy looking number combination safe.
Yeah, it clicks and he takes the letter out. And it's really crumpled now. And he crumples it. And he sees the safe and he's gonna slowly walk over there dramatically, you know. It's a TV show, dramatic. And try out the combination with the numbers and the letters matching, corresponding. So whatever the first number is in the first letter, that direction, and then so on and so forth.
And sure enough, it works. Click, click, click. And it opens up. What do you find inside? I'll tell you what you find inside. There's a duffel bag. That's it. Like a travel backpack, perhaps. Like a travel backpack. A very fully stacked travel backpack.
Oh, it's got stuff in it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Carefully, Artanis pulls it out and like kind of feels the upper inside of the safe, like just to make sure. He's like, make sure there's no traps or anything in here. It's not rigged or something to blow up. And then he grabs the duffel bag. Or the
roll
pack.
Security check. Roll security check.
I mean, he's a good kid, but I'm sure he was being very careful. That is a 5 plus 2 is 7.
Okay, you don't find any booby trap. Just like, this isn't
Cool.
Death Note.
Yeah. Takes the bag, puts it on the ground, and opens it, goes through the contents.
First thing you see when you open the bag, and you almost with a startle, you see it. A revolver, like a big gun.
Whoa.
The one you saw at the weapons shop. A peacemaker. That is a very robust weapon.
Well,
Inside the weapon, 2 orbs of materia are inserted in it. 1 purple and 1 red. With the rest of the equipment in the bag is... Going through it quickly, there's like travel equipment, like outdoors stuff. There's a tent. There's like outdoors clothes. There's like rations for the road, like trail mixes and stuff. But in a kind of like cushioned envelope, you like quickly look inside that like almost like rubbery envelope. You open it and there's a small like portable drive. Like a small USB storage device with the Shinra logo on it. And now as you start putting the pieces together, 2 notes, two small pieces of paper that almost seem to reply one another. One is written at the back of what seems to be like some sort of like mining order form. Like you know how you'd reuse like a sheet of paper from the recycling to like write in the back of it. and there's just like this crude handwriting. And if you read quickly through it, it just kind of says like in a very familiar manner to Kenton. It's just says like,
"Hey kid, that was a hell of a risk you took, but you did it. Get it to Midgar ASAP, and I sure hope your hacker friend can decrypt that thing. Listen, it's my last week working the mithril mines. The monsters are getting rowdy, and they're talking about shutting it down. Come with me, Kenton. I need a guide. I need a guy like you, who knows the slums and got that fire in him. If you need a ride, just ask the guys at the mine. They owe me a favor. Tell them to drive you to Calm. I'm await there for our Midgar IDs. Listen, don't do anything stupid. You can't burn down Shinra if you're dead. I really hope to see you there. Wallace."
and then there's like an unsent reply from Kenton. "Hey, Mr. Wallace, I won't do it after all. I don't want to get Max involved. I don't want to get him mixed up in all this. It's too risky. I know it was my idea, but I'll never forgive myself if they find the drive in that box. You know what? I'll deliver it to Finn myself. If Tracy drops me off north and I cut through the mountains, I might save some time. I'll leave in 2 days. But I'm working on a new piece, and I have to finish it before I go. It'll be my masterpiece. I hope you can see it from the mines. Just look at that damn cannon and tell me what you think. Kenton."
Yeah, Artanis is really taken back by a lot of this. He looks at the drive, pockets the drive right away. He's like, "Well, I don't know what this is." I mean, he'll try and take the 2 papers, so he doesn't want anybody to find these things. Puts them in his coat, or there's no fire nearby. There's no way to destroy them, so he'll have to do that later. Takes the Peacemaker, puts that in his. He immediately is like, "Well, I don't have to buy this, I guess." Puts it away. Puts the bag in the locker. Maybe he takes the rations. He might take the rations. He'll need to he needs to think through it, because so the one thing confused, he wanted to use the toy to smuggle the data drive. So he's gonna look at the soldier, 135th soldier, and kind of like look if there's a spot to open it up, I guess. Like, I don't know how they were thinking of doing that.
Well, the box itself is kind of like not transparent. Like, he could have put in the box. It wasn't. He was like, "I don't want to follow through with this. It's like too risky."
Takes one last look around before he nods to the empty room and walks down the wooden steps, creaking as he reaches the first level and tries to meet the what was his name?
Tracy.
And
yeah, Tracy welcomes you in.
"You look like you need a good, warm, free meal."
Yeah, amongst other things there.
A friend of Kenton's a friend of mine.
Thank you. And he'll take the bowl or whatever it is and sit down.
And I think that's how we're gonna end this scene, with just like you and Tracy and Lucy, who just showed up. This nice older lady. It was just like a big like perm. We just see the 3 of you through one of the like kind of like dirty windows, and we see your silhouettes talking, probably sharing stories about Kenton, as like we go back in the streets of Junon, the proper original Junon, overshadowed by what is now the imposing Junon.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Final Fantasy VII Memories of Midgar Disc 2. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Artanis Rinn is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find at AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Jewel Stone is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Elysia Valerius is played by Susan Spenader, who you can find at Sue's Laloo's. Ruby Weapon is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our Materia Keeper is Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who you can find at XavierTD. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Everyday Heroes roleplay system is published by Evil Genius Games. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the live stream.
You're probably living. Your insights must be so healthy, Xavier. I envy you because like you stay away from all meats and dairy. Literally, if
that
the world ended,
preclude fried food and sweets.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I got a lot of oil in me.
But I feel like
various oils.
I feel like if we had a Walking Dead situation or Fallout situation, you would survive. Like you'd like, well,
I would eat people. I'd be the first to eat.
No. You'd be like, oh wow, look at this. I recognize this plant because I eat it, profusely in my diet. I know how to prepare it. Whereas someone like me is like,
I have no idea what the chickpea plant looks like.
Yeah, not a forager, just a vegan.
I don't either, but now I need to know.
Yeah, right? What does it look like?
Is it like
I mean, I know what a
bean
chickpea
pod?
looks like, though.
Yeah, what does a garbanzo? Is it like a plant? Or?
It looks like a
It's a
regular
legume.
plant, I bet.
I would die. That's what I'm saying.